Stop right there, pirate scum. This Monday, on the 15th of December, some very fancy items are going up for grabs over on Twitch with the Support a Streamer campaign, which is more like Support a Partner campaign, which I think is incredibly silly. It should be for everyone, but let's not go into that, it's not my fault. But yes, gifting 2 subs to the channel will get you these wonderful items for your ship, and gifting 3 will get you these items and the Obsidian double-barrel pistol. If, you know, you're into that kind of thing. Hey, you beautiful Buccaneers, Falcore here. So Season 18 is rolling in on the 11th, which is, by the time of making this video, that's tomorrow! And I figured this is the perfect moment to walk through what's actually happening. Mostly because, as usual, people watched the update video, heard about 3 words of it, and immediately decided the whole season is just a giant purple loot piñata with a side of Pirate Emporium fluff. Spoiler, it isn't. So yes, the first month introduces a new threat roaming the seas, the Eternal Guard. This isn't a voyage, it isn't a raid, it doesn't belong to a single trading company. Think of them like Ashen Lords, but they're having a little sleep in their coffins, and if you wake them up, they are 2 coffees away from a warm hug. The boss fight itself comes with a handful of flashy new moves and a different flavor of chaos, but don't expect it to rewrite the laws of reality. It still just hits the thing until loot happens, just with a slightly fancier hat. Once defeated, the mini-boss drops a key, and that key opens one of 3 sanctuaries scattered around the Devil's Roar. Inside these sanctuaries, you'll find loot neatly divided up for every trading company. Now, I'm going to have to use a little insider knowledge for this, as at the point of making this video, the update isn't released, and we are on the final builds for insiders, so this information is about 99.9% accurate, but there's always that 0.001 chance it might not be. So please, if I'm wrong about something when you're watching this video and the update is live, please don't correct me. Oh, actually, forget that. Correct me. More comments helps the algorithm. And on that note, did you guys know that geese are actually female swans? No? Surprised you didn't know that. Anyway, these adorable mini chests go to the Hunter's Call, and these ancient-looking star charts, or bookenders, not sure, go to the Merchant Alliance. These big shiny boxes, the Gold Hoarders, of course. And the skulls? Well, that's obvious. They go to Nintendo. And these half-eaten digestive biscuits, those are universal donations. Athena, Reapers, whoever. Everyone gets a snack. Of course, this could all be sold to Reapers, and I'm sure a few of us will see the tail end of Reapers running from the Devil's Roar in the next few weeks. Now, are the mechanics of this loop limited? Sure. I'm not here to pretend this is Sea of Thieves 2 sneaking through the back door, but what many people miss is the impact this will have on the sandbox. These loot hauls are useful, very useful. They effectively replace most of the old fast-track methods and voyages we've all beaten into the ground. Because of that, expect Morris Peak Outpost and the 3 surrounding islands to become extremely active, like someone's always watching you even if you think they're not active. This area will stay busy long after the initial hype fades, which is more than I can say for a yellow line on a map guarded by only skeleton ships and tumbleweeds. That was Season 17's biggest issue. Great idea, 0 incentive. Season 18 fixes that. Whether you're PvE or PvP, or like me, just an agent of chaos drifting wherever the wind and gunfire takes you, there's something here to sink your teeth into. But month 1 is just a warm-up, as is the usual with the current update cadence. The difference this time is we actually have something meaningful to do right out of the gate. But in Act 2, this is when Molten Sands Fortress, which has been about as useful as an ashtray on a motorcycle, finally gets the glow-up it deserves. It's essentially becoming Fort of the Damned Episode 2 Electric Boogaloo. There is a bit of confusion though, because in the Insider build, the Act's clickbait is this masked Eternal Guard, but the Season 18 promo shows a massive ancient-looking fort with a full Power of Greyskull vibe. Interestingly, the live version of the fort already shows ancient structures poking through. So is that promo image a hint to its future? Maybe? But it does make you wonder why the promo image changed. Scrapped ideas, scaled back plans, who knows? Either way, it inspired me to make this sick B-roll. And before anyone yells AI, which seems to be a common thing these days, shut your gob and check my Twitter where I show the full process, you daft goober. The fort will be triggered by a new emissary voyage for all factions. You hunt down a different Eternal Guard, they drop a key, and that key activates the new fort. We still don't know the loot or the exact exact mechanics, but we do know it's a player-activated world event that runs alongside the usual world event rotation. The downside, like the heist, it's time limited, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. We've needed a new player-activated world event for ages, and it's only here for a month. Rare says that time-limited content will return in some form later, which is fine, but I've got a bad feeling these time-limited events will just be an annual thing instead of popping up sporadically here and there. Honestly, the game needs a proper calendar system so everyone can track this stuff. Imagine, for example, oh lads, it's Heist Thursday, or hell yeah, Molten Sands Friday, or ah crap, Smugglers Run's Monday. Thank God I'm at work. Regardless, the fort looks like it's going to be a blast. If you see it active, you know there will be at least one crew, or probably 5, duking it out. So I can't wait to hear more about this fort. And in the final act, it looks like we're actually getting something with real weight to it. Brand new garrisons rising throughout the Devil's Roar. Cue the lovingly crafted B-roll that absolutely ate more hours of my life than I care to admit. At a quick glance, these things look like phantom fortresses, but once you study them properly, it becomes clear that there's a lot more going on. We're only seeing the topmost section in the footage, but look closely and you will see a massive wall running down the sides. That suggests that these structures extend far below what's shown. They could be surprisingly large, maybe even comparable to the Legend of the Veil's final fort in scale and presence. What we do know is they'll feature siege mechanics. Someone on your crew will have to physically climb the walls, break inside, and unlock the gates for everyone else. That implies they're big enough not just for a full crew fight, but potentially for ships to enter as part of the encounter. It sounds like a much more cinematic multi-stage flow than the usual fort assaults. Beyond that, details are thin, or at least thin in terms of what I'm allowed to say, but the concept alone is exciting. New structure types, new mechanics, and a new way to approach large-scale PvE encounters, which of course could result in some very exciting PvP experiences. It's the kind of shake-up the Devil's Roar has needed for a long time. I'm genuinely looking forward to seeing the early impressions of these once they hit Insiders. It feels like one of those additions that could redefine the region if Rare leans into it. Anyway, that pretty much wraps up the meat and veg of it all, and again, don't forget to grab yourself some pretty fancy loot this coming Monday on the 15th with these wonderful new items. That is, if you can afford it with the run up to Christmas and all that. Hopefully they'll change their minds and make these support drops for everyone and not just us partners. We'll see. But until next time folks, don't forget to drop a like and a sub, and I'll speak to you all soon. Happy sailing.